Okay, let's start our Qigong with a little joint mobilization. So just clasp your hands together like this, and then we'll do a little bit on wrists. We'll start with your wrists and your hands, and you just bend down and down and down. Get some movement going into your wrists and in your hand. It's important to get moving every day. Get the synovial fluid and all the joints working. And it gets the blood moving, the energy moving. And then start to just turn from the hips. You don't have to do the hands anymore. Just go one hip forward and the other hip forward. And then when you bring your right hip forward, bring your right elbow forward. We'll start to make it a little bit bigger movement. This one is called unwinding from the center. So in many of the Qigong exercises, it's intended that you start the movement from your center. That's the hips and waist area. And you get a different quality of the movement. A lot of times you can see that in dance. So that it's not just an arm movement, it starts really more deeply in the body. And it can be a lot more expressive and a lot more beautiful. And now let's do that same thing going the other direction. So reverse that. So hip goes back, elbow goes back. Initiate with the center, the hips and the waist. A little twist going on in there. And if your shoulders are kind of tender, then you can just make it a smaller movement. Same thing throughout the whole class. Always feel free to modify so that at the end you feel great. You're relaxed and yet energized. And then bring that to stillness. Then bring your arms out in front of you. And then inhale. Expand your chest. Turn your hands inside out. And exhale and round your back. Stretch in between the shoulder blades. Feels so good. Breathe in. And breathe out. You can even tuck your tailbone under. Feels good to stretch your back way. Inhale and exhale. And now this time, just keep your arms out in front of you and then gently guide your arm across the front. So you get a nice stretch through the shoulder blade in between your shoulders. And then change to the other side, just gently. Then you can turn your head the opposite way. And the same thing again. Maybe you want to exhale as you gently stretch. Inhale, come to the center, exhale. And then bring your arms down and then inhale and bring your arms up over your head. Inhale here, open your chest, maybe arch back a little bit. And exhale, bring your elbows together as if you're squeezing something out, a nice sponge in between your elbows. Breathe in Expand your chest. Exhale. And release all the pent up tension in your chest, in your back, in your shoulders. Again, if it doesn't feel good to bring your arms up all the way, then just go up part way or leave that part out and just exhale and squeeze together. Big deep breath. Exhale. One more time. And then relax your arms down. If you want to, you can shake out your feet. Let's do the pump. This one will really get you warmed up. So you bend your knees, bring your arms up, and exhale as the arms go down and back. The knees are kind of bouncy, so it's bend and straight as your arms go up, and bend and straight. Then you can just allow your arms to swing. Want to keep that bounciness in the knees. Exhale on this part. And then if you want to, you can lift your heels and then tap your heels down, add a little bit of impact. Just gently, little vibration going up from your heels through your legs into your hips, and just a little bit through your spine, maybe up even into your shoulders. You can use this one if you want to really wake up, get yourself stimulated, a little bit aerobic. Three more. And then take a moment to feel your body breathe in and exhale. All right, let's work a little bit on balance. So you just shift your weight over to one side, arms like this, and then bring your knee up like that. And then change, do the same thing on the other side. And then exhale when the knee comes up. You can just bring your knee up just a little bit or up about hip height. And then if you want, you can also shift your hips forward a little bit on the knee lift. Four more. Two more. Last one. And again, maybe shake out your feet, shake out your arms. Let's do another one to challenge your balance a little bit. It won't be quite so breathy, this one. So you just step over to one side, you bring your arms up, and then touch your toe behind. And then do the same thing on the other side, just this way. And then you challenge yourself by keeping more weight on the supporting leg. So you can actually put your toe down or just put less weight on it like that. Okay? And then Same thing, just one side, the other. And then if you want, you can arch back a little bit to challenge your balance a little bit more. And if you really want to challenge yourself, try talking at the same time that you're doing it. Inhale, exhale when your arms come down. And last one. And take a moment to check in and feel your body. Just breathe in and breathe out. And then let's do another little stretch, 5-element stretch. So put your hands together, prayer position, and then clasp your hands, but keep the index finger up, just like this. And we'll do the arrow. So legs fairly close together. And then inhale and bring your arms up over your head. You can arch back a little bit. And then exhale, put your hands behind your head or behind your neck, and then curl down into a little ball here. And breathe in. And breathe out. Now you're stretching along your back, along the bladder meridian, and then stretch along the front. And now this time, let your arms open out to the side, and then we'll do a forward fold. So put your hands on your thighs and go forward as much as you feel comfortable with, just part way, or if you want to, just with your knees soft, hang over. Ah. Remember, it's okay to let your knees bend a little bit or even quite a lot. See how that feels to put your belly on your thighs. Ah. And then relax. Try to relax into the pose. It can be really relaxing to go upside down. This is really an inversion. It takes a lot of the pressure off your spine and your shoulders, your low back. And then let's stand up. So slowly put your hands on your thighs. Come up, clasp your hands, and then inhale and bring your arms up, turning my hands inside out over my head, and then inhale as you lift up on your toes. Try to balance a little bit. Called raising the bubbling springs. And then bring your heels back down and lean over to one side. Over to the other side. Take a breath here. And let's repeat that. And last one. And then open your arms out to the side. And this time, try to keep your arms at about shoulder height and flex at the wrist. And then just tilt your head over to one side, just gently, and then stretch out through that arm. Feel the lines of tension stretching out away from you. Breathe out and let that tension go. And then do the same thing on the other side. Press into the heel of your hand as if you're pressing a wall away from you on that side. And then bring your head up, relax your arms down. It can be a little challenging to hold your arms up for even 30 seconds. So now let's do the yang side. So put your fingers and thumbs together, and now bend your wrists so your hands going down, and then stretch along that side. We'll feel just a little bit different as you're stretching the other side of your arm and up into your neck. And then change to the other side. And then slowly relax your arms down and check in again. Feel your arms, feel your hands. And then shake out your feet a little bit. Then with your legs a little bit wider, just comfortably underneath your shoulders, put your hands on your waist, bend your knees a little bit, and let's have some hip circles. And as you're doing this, when you bring your hips forward, you can press in with your thumbs on either side of your spine and give yourself a little massage on the muscles of your low back. If for some reason your thumbs don't want to do that, you can just use your knuckles. And your hips are forward, your muscles are a little more relaxed. And then keeping one hand on your hip and the other hand out to the side, let's have some arm spirals. So imagine there's a teacup sitting on your palm, and then we'll start to combine the hip circles. So first, let's do a few hip circles. So you're going to have to go to the side and back and other side and around like this. So as you're doing that, you can add the arm in. Hip is to your right. If you're following me like I'm your mirror image, hips go back to the left and up over your head. At first, it might feel easier to get the arms moving and then put some kind of hip movement along with it. But even if they're not perfectly coordinated, that's okay. Just keep moving. The idea is to move all or almost all of the joints in the body. You're moving through your hips and into your knees. Your ankles are even moving some. Your feet are being stable. No need to go really fast. You just take your time, get a nice range of motion. Let it move through your whole body. And just one more time. And then just bring your hand by your side. Let's reverse that. So for this one, you reach your arm forward, hips go back, and then the arm's going to go out and up over your head like this. So hips go forward and to the side. Just circling around. This direction always seems a lot harder. I think it's just because we've already got one pattern in the mind, and then we try to change it. But you can become flexible. What's it? Neuroplasticity. That's what we need. A little versatility in your little gray cells there. And then just relax your arms down. Take a breath. And let's do the other side. So hand on your hip, palm holding your teacup. And then hips go side as you bring your hand in. You're pointing towards your hip. Hips go back as your hand points back. Other side. And then arm up over your head. The hips go forward. Just slowly move. Circulate your energy. Maybe exhale on this part. And then inhale as you bring your hips forward and arch back a little. And one more time, one more spiral. And then let's reverse that. So reach up over your head and around and down. I was reading that doing movements like this is really good for your brain. I would have thought doing something like Sudoku would be the best thing. But what I was reading that it's even more work on your brain to do a little more complex physical movement. Keeps your brain flexible and young. One more time. And then bring your arms down by your side and take a moment to check in and feel your body. Just breathe in and breathe out. Let's do a little bouncing and shaking. Sigh out through your mouth with the heart sound. We're going to do a few heart opening exercises for the flow section. So open your mouth, and it's that HA or HAW sound. Just a whisper. Relax your wrists. Relax your shoulders. And take one more breath and slow down. Come to a stop. And then right away, let's do a little tapping on the chest. Since we're going to do some heart opening exercises. Feels good. And then bring your arms in front of you in embracing the tree pose. Bend your knees a little bit. Relax your shoulders. And now we're going to do cloudy hands, which is a heart opening exercise. So bring one hand down. So this hand is trailing along here. And then the movement is with the arms is just like this. First, you'll have your right arm up and then the left. And now let's add a full body flow to it. So you shift your weight over towards the right where your elbow is pointing, and then you twist from the hips and the waist, and you change arms, and then you do the same thing on the other side. So you can imagine that your cloudy hands are like fluffy white clouds on a beautiful day that's actually mostly clear, but a white, fluffy cloud. It infuses a feeling of lightness and brightness into your heart center. Just breathe naturally as you're doing this. Now we've already started to circulate our energy and get ready to do this part of the work. So the flow part is the slow part. The slowness of the movements allows us to accumulate energy. We want to accumulate energy, a very high vibrational kind of energy. A lot of positive energy. And so now let's go even slower. Slow down. The pace of today's world, even if you're not working anymore, you're retired, it's always go, go, go. A lot of things happening, a lot of things pulling your attention here and there. So now it's time to slow down and come back home. Come back inside. Focus your attention inside. You can coordinate your breath with this if you want. You can just, while you're going to the right, you can inhale. And then maybe if you're going to the left, you can exhale, or however that fits in with your breathing. You can take a couple of breaths to get over. And now just for the next few, let's go really, really slow. Even if your mind is telling you, oh, this is too slow, let's kick it in gear. Let's use our control over that internal voice, slowly, gracefully accumulating energy. And now bring your hands together like this in diamond hands in front of your chest. And let's send some loving kindness from our hearts out into the world. Every time you exhale, you can imagine a rainbow of colors just shooting through that area in between your hands and out into the world, out into the universe. And then bring your arms down and let's do the lotus flow. The lotus flow is to cultivate loving kindness. So inhale and bring your arms up and touch your index fingers and thumbs. Use this point to connect to the energy of the universe. And then slowly let your arms come down. You're facing towards the earth. Connect to the earth energy. And then bring your hands up in front of your chest again. Connect. This is actually human energy, your energy in between heaven and earth. And then push your hands forward as though you're sending out energy. And then curve your hands back in and make the lotus position with your hands, fingertips right in front of your heart. What you send is what you'll receive. Loving kindness right back to you. And then start over again. You can inhale as you bring your arms up. Make the diamond hands. You connect with heaven. And then slowly let your arms glide down. Connect with the earth. And then bring both those energies back into your energy field. And then exhale as you push your arms forward. Inhale as you scoop your hands in and receive even more loving kindness back. So in this position, the back of your fingers are touching. And then repeat. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Breathe in and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Here we're cultivating the whole spectrum of the loving kindness. We have a different, slightly different character about the love we have for a partner, for friends, children, rest of the family. For an activity, for nature, for so many things. So you can think of it as a rainbow of colors emanating out from your heart through the diamond hands, and then pull your hands in and receive the same. And now just hold your hands here. Shift, push your arms out and send energy out. You can send energy to the world in general, to maybe someone in particular that you want to send energy to, send some healing energy. And then let's send some loving kindness to each other. Send it out. And then receive that energy back into your system. And let's do that one more time. Just glide slowly through the exercise. And now let's go home to the heart. So for this one, you bring your arms out to the side, the back of your hands facing each other to the front. Round your back a little bit, and then you can even undulate your spine as you straighten up a little bit. Bring your arms back. So you can exhale here as you release anything heavy that could be remaining around your heart. And then inhale, bring in fresh energy. Use this part to release. You pull your arms in and receive even more and more light energy, maybe playful energy. Taking a deep breath of joy, compassion, loving kindness. And now let's take it just a little bit slower. Just see how slow you can go. By now, you've probably gotten into the flow of the movement, and just let that continue. Feel your body as you're doing this. Try to undulate a little bit through your spine as you straighten up. And then the knees bend as you round over. You never really lock your knees straight. Always have a little micro bend in the knees. And then you can increase that. It feels like you're bobbing in water. And then bring your arms down by your sides, pulling down heaven. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale and exhale. You can imagine a cascade of healing energy flowing down your body in the front, but also the back and around the sides. Just guide the energy down and around through you. And then start to direct the energy to accumulate in the center of your body, your lower abdomen. we can charge up the life energy battery that lives there in your lower dantian. And then this time, bring your hands together over your lower abdomen. Bring your legs a little closer together. And finish centering. Allow your body to relax. You can rock and sway gently. Let that energy settle here to be digested and absorbed into your system. And then relax your arms down and let's do a short meditation. This is the Rose of the Heart meditation. So you can sit down or lie down, but we will be holding our hands in front of the chest in prayer position. It's a little easier to do if you're sitting, but you can also do this lying down if you want to. Just make yourself comfortable, feel supported, and maybe pick up a blanket or a sweater so that you don't cool off too much. And then start to close your eyes and focus on your breath. Every time you exhale, relax a little bit more deeply. And keep your eyes closed. And just relax as you listen. Meditation is thought of as mindfulness. But today, let's cultivate heartfulness. Let your heart be full of energy. Let your heart be full of life. Let's access the energy of joy, connection, compassion, happiness, love, all these feelings that are related to the heart center and the heart energy. The rose and the color of red are connected to the heart chi, the heart energy, to the fire element. The heart has positive and negative emotions. It's the natural way of yin and yang. In Qigong practice, we transform negative, stressful feelings into positive joyfulness. Just like nature recycles and transforms or composts negative energy into something positive. In meditation, we can become more familiar with what helps us to be more relaxed, less tense, less serious. So now bring your hands together in the prayer position in front of your heart center. Keep your eyes closed and imagine a beautiful red rosebud in the center of your chest. And And now start to breathe into your heart center. Shine the light of your mind into your heart center, like sunshine shining onto the flower. Take some slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And now, as you focus on your heart, imagine that the rose starts to open. As you feel your heart opening, let your fingers start to spread apart, to glide open, like the flower bud slowly, slowly opening in the sun. Let the heels of your hands stay together, but your fingertips glide away as your heart center opens, like a flower blossoming in the sunlight. Very slowly, breathing slowly and deeply. Feel yourself blossoming. Feel your heart opening. As you breathe, let it be like you're inhaling the fragrance of this rose. Breathe slowly with more awareness. And as your heart center opens, place your mind on some things that you appreciate, that you're grateful for. Maybe something about our Qigong practice, maybe appreciation for something that happened recently. Maybe imagine someone you care about smiling to you, and you smile back to them. We can always cultivate energy by placing our attention on something we appreciate. This can be challenging. Our minds are usually looking out for the negative and how to avoid the negative. Now you can retrain your mind to look for the positive. Then the energy of your heart starts to blossom. When you find yourself in a negative thought spiral, realize that you are in control and you can think of what you're grateful for. Breathe slowly and bring a small smile to your face, a slight smile on the corners of your mouth. And then slowly start to bring your hands and your fingers back together. And keeping your eyes closed, bring your hands down into your lap with one palm on top of the other. And take a few breaths feeling grounded and centered. And then slowly open your eyes and let your heart energy blossom out into your day. And thank you so much for joining in the class. I'll see you next time.